Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you're ready for some shooting goodness because today I'm reviewing Chaos Field for the Dreamcast. It was developed by Milestone, the same developer as Rattergy, which I also reviewed recently, and it was released in 2004. That's right, another great Milestone game released for the Dreamcast well after its discontinuation. It was later released for the PlayStation 2 and GameCube in 2005, and the GameCube version actually did get a US release. There are a ton of great shoot-'em-ups on the Dreamcast, so let's see how this one stacks up. Chaos Field is set in the distant future when mankind has developed the technology necessary to cross dimensions. But unfortunately, what they find is a dimension of absolute chaos and anarchy, dubbed the Chaos Field, with our plane of existence being referred to as the Order Field. The inhabitants of the Chaos Field, known as the Abo, have crossed over into our dimension and invaded the Earth. So now it's up to specially trained fighter pilots to combat this menace and save the Earth and indeed the entire dimension. I really love plots like this. It's perfect sci-fi, alien invader type stuff that's perfect for shoot-'em-ups. Unlike a lot of shooters, the entirety of Chaos Field is basically one long boss rush mode. There are no smaller enemies to take out, just big menacing starships and such. They all have a life bar and each one has its own individual time limit to defeat. You have 3 different ships to choose from, controlled by 3 different pilots, Hal, Ifumi, and Jin, and just like in Rattergy, each different ship features a radically different shot type. Hal has your basic shot that you'll find in any shoot-'em-up, and he has a good balance of power and area of effect. Ifumi utilizes a set of lasers that once they hit an enemy, they attach themselves and continue to cause damage as long as they're attached. And Jin has something of a shotgun blast that has the least range of the 3 but does the most damage. Each ship also has a homing shot that drains energy from your pink bar to the side of the screen that can be refilled by collecting the little power-ups that pour out of enemies from time to time. And again, each character has a different area of effect for their homing shot. So Ifumi has the least range, Jin has the most, and Hal is right in the middle. And he's my personal favorite character to use as he's the most balanced of the 3, but all 3 are definitely fun to play. You also have the use of a sword, again very much like in Rattergy, but unlike in that game where I used it rather minimally, it's pretty much indispensable here. There are usually a ton of bullets on screen at any one given time, and you'll definitely have need of your sword to clear some away, and it does do a decent amount of damage to enemies as well. One very cool feature in Chaos Field is the ability to switch back and forth between the Order Field and the actual Chaos Field on the fly, each being quite different. The Order Field is the easiest of the 2 with significantly fewer bullets on screen at any one given time. However, you can only use your homing shots on the enemies themselves, and you earn far fewer points in this field. When you switch over to the Chaos Field, the difficulty ramps up with way more bullets on screen. However, in this field, you can target the bullets with your homing shot in addition to the enemies, so you have the opportunity to clear a lot of bullets from the screen and earn yourself a huge bunch of points. So if you're going for high scores, you'll probably want to spend a lot of time in the Chaos Field. Still, regardless of which field you're in, the difficulty in Chaos Field is quite high. Tons of enemy bullets, and the action is very fast. But luckily you have a health bar instead of one-hit deaths, and some excellent hit detection, so it's tough, but doesn't feel totally unfair. On the whole, the gameplay in Chaos Field is very enjoyable. It's fast, challenging, and a hell of a lot of fun. In both the graphics and sound departments, Chaos Field gets a thumbs up from me. It's a good looking game with lots of color, admittedly the bullets and explosions mostly, but the stages themselves look nice too, and they're constantly in motion, oftentimes featuring a lot of twisting and turning. I must admit though that the power-ups can easily blend in with the bullets on screen, which can get a bit irritating. Makes it a bit harder to avoid getting hit sometimes, but overall I think the game looks pretty good. The sound design is quite nice as well. The soundtrack is all techno tunes, which I admittedly don't typically care for, but in this type of game they fit really well, and on the whole it's actually a pretty good soundtrack. It even got a CD release if I'm not mistaken. So definitely a good looking and good sounding game. So this is one I can easily recommend. The Dreamcast version typically goes online for upwards of $80, which I don't recommend paying for it. But good news for GameCube owners, the US GameCube version can usually be found for between $15 and $20, which it's well worth. If you're looking for a decent shoot 'em up to add to your collection, definitely consider Chaos Field. It's pretty damn good. Check it out.